What's up, guys? It's Luphumlo, Joka here, author of The Ultimate Leader Shift. And we've been getting quite a number of people who have been asking for help or guidance or assistance with their books. So, and it's not something that we do. We are in the leadership and business development space. So I thought I should make just one brief short video of 5 things that you should consider before publishing your first book. So if you're watching this, you're probably someone who wants to publish a book. So here we go. You need to have a project plan. So many people are writing books and publishing books without a plan in place, or they have the desire of writing a book, but they don't have a plan. And it's really a tedious process if you're going to write a book without a plan in place. So you need to have a plan in place. You need to have something on paper that will guide you, that will have timelines, and you need to do your research, in terms of how much it's going to cost and who you're going to need to speak to, because a book encompasses a whole number of things. There's editors, there's proofreaders, cover designs. So I had a guy in Port Elizabeth who did our cover design, ISBNs and all of those things. So you need to have a plan in place. That will entail when exactly you're going to finish your first draft of your manuscript and all of those things, so that you are accountable to something and so that you are guided by something. So that's the first thing. You need to have a plan or a project plan. Second thing is you obviously need to have a message. There needs to be a peculiar, that's how you say it. But there needs to be some sort of message that you are communicating. It's so important because a lot of authors that want to write books don't really have a message. It's either they're just telling people what they already know, or so you need to work on your ideas and your content. And it's always important, it's always important for you to maybe keep like a notepad or something, or if you've got an iPhone to put your notes down and your thoughts down as the ideas come. So it's important for you to know what message you're trying to communicate, so that your book has a flow and a theme throughout the whole book. So for instance, my book is a book on leadership and entrepreneurship, and the message throughout the whole book, which I hope I did correctly, is that of heart-centered leadership. So you need to have a message, and you need to know exactly what it is that you want to write about. Third thing is you need to have a team in place. This is so important. You need to have people around you that you'll be accountable to. You need to have experts, not really experts, but people that know exactly what it is that you need to do in terms of your project. So you need to look for people, it's either there can be people that have written books before, or people that are experts in certain areas within the whole project phase, but you need to have some sort of team in place, that will, people where you'll bounce off your ideas, and, people you can speak to from time to time, and people that will hold you accountable and say to you, you said you are going to be done with this on such and such a date, and all of that. That is so important. If you don't, you might just end up writing a book for 3, 4, 5 years. And there are people I know, educated people that I know, that have been writing one book for the past 5, 6, 7 years. And it's not that they don't have the ideas or they don't have the content. It's just that they're doing it alone, and they don't have any people they're accountable to, and no one is saying and asking them, how far are you with the book, what's happening. So it's important for you to have a team in place, to have people around you that you can account to. Okay. Fourth thing is you need to have an experienced mentor. And these are all just things that I think, you need to have. So you might have a different opinion, you might have a different experience. If you're a published author, if you're someone who's already written a book, you might, have a different approach. But these are just 5 things that have worked for me. So you need to have an experienced mentor, someone who will guide you. So outside of your team, so your team is usually people that are sort of in the same level as you, in the same space and everything. And an experienced mentor is someone who's 10, 20 years ahead of you in terms of experience and expertise. So you need to have an experienced mentor, someone who's written books, who knows the game, who knows the industry, who knows what you should watch out for, someone who has a heart for you, someone who just doesn't want to milk you. So it's important for you to find an experienced mentor that will guide you, that will advise you. You can pay someone, or maybe you can find a friend or something like that, which I wouldn't advise, but if you've got the cash, you can always try and get someone, a consultant, that you can pay, someone that will hold you accountable, that will advise you, that will help you with the structure, and the idea and the flows and that will just guide you through the whole process. And the last thing is you need to have the will to execute. You need to have the will to execute. So many people just get stuck in the whole idea phase. They get stuck in that one statement, I want to write a book, and they never really get to doing it. It's because they don't have the will to execute. So it's not about whether you have the time or not, because you can always make the time. You can always wake up earlier or sleep later, work throughout the night, if you have the will to execute. So you need to be someone who is self-motivated, because it's not easy, and you need to have the will to execute. So these are just 5 things that I think you should consider before publishing your first book. So I've been thinking about this. So we are going to do a course. It will probably be free, that will assist you in, putting together some sort of structure and plan throughout your book writing journey or process. So wishing you all the best, and I hope that this helps.